The latest Valorant cinematic is a great feat of storytelling and action sequences, but I am quite disappointed on how little it added to the lore of Valorant. Still, this video will be a breakdown of what is happening in the Shattered cinematic, explaining the sequence of events, all the Easter eggs, and some of my predictions as to what will happen next. So, if you're interested in that, stick till the end of the video because you are watching Valorant Lore Breakdown. Before we dive into the cinematic, we need to first recall what happened previously so that we will get a better context of this video. And it all starts with Fade's recruitment. This is going to be just a summary, so if you want the full details of what happened before the cinematic, I suggest checking out my past videos. Anyway, after terrorizing the Valorant protocol, Fade got caught by the strike team led by Sova and KO. But instead of imprisoning her, Brimstone recruited her to the protocol as part of an agreement where he will give Fade intel about the missing person that she's looking for, while she will scout out Omega before they launch their attack against them, which is what the cinematic shows. So Fade went through the Alpha Omega portal that Killjoy re-engineered, used her power to scan the area, and then came back with all the intel that is crucial for the next mission. And that would bring us to the cinematic. But before we proceed, I should update something from the last video. In Fade's voicemail after her mission, she mentioned that
I checked the area but could not go far. I felt fear all around me.
And I've said that this might be a mirror Fade, or maybe Kingdom Industries is terrorizing the people, and I was completely wrong about it. As we learned in the cinematic, and even from the previous trailer, this fear that Fade felt is due to the climactic collapse that happened to Omega Earth, and their fear that Alpha Valorant might come to attack them, as we can see in this poster that says Menace in the mirror. So anyway, Fade discovered the second portal here inside the Pearl map. That's what we can see on Brim's bulletin board. There are two portals, this is where Fade initially went, and this is the Pearl teleportal. So, here's Brimstone's plan. Send Neon and Killjoy first, so if anything happens to the portal, they can fix it, and Reyna will be with them as their muscle. And then when everything is secured, the rest of the Valorant will go in as well. Their objective here is to neutralize the Regionite from Omega so that they can stop invading Earth. That's why there's this schematic of the spike that Killjoy is trying to re-engineer. Brimstone thinks that they're manufacturing a weapon to use against Earth 1, and I honestly don't know where he gets that idea, because there's no mention of a weapon before, but as we all know, he is terribly wrong. Anyway, Killjoy, Neon, and Reyna went through the teleportal and into the data center as we can see here, with the sole purpose of locating the Regionite cache that they have. But they are immediately met by these soldiers alongside Viper. It's interesting how they appeared to be ready for them to arrive, and I am assuming that maybe Omega Viper detected their activity on the other teleportal and deduced that Alpha Valorant is coming. That must be the reason why. Another thing to note here as well is these soldiers right here. They have a great resemblance with KO. KO is built by another kingdom but on a completely different universe, not Alpha, not Omega. He is designed to neutralize Regionite energy to disable any tech or any Regionite powers. That's how he was able to kill Reyna in his universe. But here, we can hear them saying,
Alpha agents identified. Move to suppress.
Which is something that KO might say. It's interesting how Omega achieved this uncanny resemblance to KO without them meeting him, as far as I can remember. So anyway, Killjoy went to the terminal to hack it for the Regionite coordinates, while Reyna and Neon have this gunfight against these soldier guys. We can see Reyna absorbing the soul of one of the soldiers, which must mean that they are not machines like KO. They are just soldiers in a suit. We can also see Neon one-tapping these guys with a frenzy, and I would like to know what kind of bullet is in that gun. On Killjoy's screen, we can see her using these login credentials, r.pontes at KDI, which means Ruben Pontes at Kingdom Industries, which is the main plot guy from Everett Lind. We can say that Killjoy planned to hack his login credentials to use it here on this terminal. That's why we can see him in this bulletin board that they have. Aurora is the name of his niece, and I must say, that's a pretty weak password. And again, it seems like Omega is ready for them. They installed a firewall that alerts the Omega Valorant if ever someone tries to hack their system. That's what we can see here. So in the next entries in this lore, expect to see Yoru, Sova, and Phoenix in action. Anyway, in the next moment, Neon's suit was hit by one of the soldiers. This is like a prophecy told because Reyna and Chamber really wanted Neon to turn off her suit to release her full potential, and they are pestering her to remove it ever since her recruitment in the Valorant protocol, and now it finally happened. So canonically, when Neon uses her ultimate in-game, she's simply turning off her suit, and this is the first time that this ever happened lore-wise. This is a plot point waiting to happen. I'll bet my channel that Neon breaking her suit will come back in the future to bite their butts. Anyway, Killjoy located the Radianites and is now downloading their coordinates. While she was waiting, she went ahead and gathered intel about this weapon that they're dealing with. And this is where she realized that Omega is not stealing Earth 1's Radianite to use as a weapon, but instead as a life support system. We can hear her mention reality stabilizers, hydroponics, and desalination. The last two are easy to explain. Hydroponics is a method of growing plants without the use of much soil. And desalination is the process of removing salt from seawater to make them suitable for human consumption. Reality stabilizers is really tricky. The only mention of any reality stabilizer is from the map trailer before, regarding Kingdom Industries' reality restoration project. But aside from that, we have no idea what it is. We can also see that they're handling temperature modulations, atmospheric and hydrostatic pressures, and of course the shield integrity of the Radianite-infused polycarbonate dome that they have. And then we got this really awesome action scene from Reyna and Neon and Viper, but that's not the point of this video. So anyway, before Neon fried the database, Killjoy managed to download the coordinates and hack their way out of the place. And they did so, securing their escape with a lockdown, which is also the first time we see in canon lore. Before they open the door to the comic store, there's this sticker that we can only see for a few frames, and it translates to "Don't be a nosy neighbor," which is definitely a slight to Alpha Valorant going into the Omega to nose around. I don't know, it's just interesting. Anyway, the comic shop gives us a few Easter eggs to look at. We can see an Omen cutout, a Jet figurine, this astronaut guy, and a banner of probably a comic series called Legion. If you can remember, Legion is the name of the warning system that Killjoy tripped earlier. This really reflects how people from Omega Earth see Omega Valorant as their hero, since they're the one risking their lives to get something that can be used to save their planet. We can also hear that during the map reveal trailer.
As Kingdom Industries juntam-se aos heróis de Omega, cobrindo uma cidade inteira com policarbonato infundido com radianite.
This is also why Alpha Valorant is seen as the bad guy, as reflected in this poster which says Menace in the mirror. So it appears to be that, quite the opposite from Earth 1, Omega Valorant is well known here in Omega Earth, while Alpha Valorant is a secret organization on Earth 1. They also are aware of the existence of the parallel universe, which is definitely very interesting. And finally, Neon's quote to end the cinematic.
So, are we still the good guys?
This is what I mentioned in the last video. Alpha Valorant has no idea that Omega is using their Radianite to save a planet. And them learning about it now will really shake things up. And again, I will repeat what I've said in the last video. Alpha Valorant's goal here is to take down Omega Valorant. But doing so will result in the doom of the entire planet and the death of billions of people. I can't imagine Brimstone allowing that to happen. So what would Brimstone do once he learns about the truth? That's what we should expect to see in the next installments in Valorant lore. So if you're interested in that, consider subscribing because I will be sure to break that down as well. But regardless, thank you for sticking to the end and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now, bless up.